look, it's no chill. Remember days I had no till, so I had to whip it like oatmeal.
This is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And this episode is sponsored by Maurice Andrews Solicitors, Birmingham. Get in touch today for your legal representation. News has broke today that Manchester rapper No Chill has been jailed for just over 19 years for his involvement in a drug conspiracy line and also possession of a firearm that was used in several different incidents. The firearm was linked to multiple different disputes across Greater Manchester, dating back as far as 2012, and Greater Manchester Police seized the gun alongside several arrests that were made that saw a lot of prison time for the Organised Crime Group. They sold heroin and crack cocaine via the Lex line, and from extensive phone analysis, detectives identified that Clint Curtis, aka No Chill, was attributed to being the primary controller of the drug line, and he was very heavily involved in the street dealing of the drugs. Also involved in the conspiracy was Jerome Williams and David Curtis, who were known to be in possession of the phone at times when Curtis was not. This was shown via telecommunications and also surveillance. The group had access to several different safe houses that were situated across Manchester and also Stockport. This is where they stored their drugs, and the police would also discover during raids a firearm. Officers from the County Lines team evidenced that between the conspiracy period of the 9th of October 2023 and the 1st of April 2024, the group sent almost 50,000 messages via the Lex line to customers, and these messages advertised the drugs and also opening hours, and they sent messages such as fat rocks of both on Lex and on all night. Detectives established that through the conspiracy period, they believe they sold over 3 kilos of drugs with a street value of £300,000. A surveillance operation was authorised, and Clint Curtis was seen driving several different cars and in possession of multiple mobile phones. Both of these breached his licence conditions after he was convicted for a different offence in 2022. After several weeks observing the group go about their daily business, the police executed several warrants on the 24th of April 2024. These were at addresses in Moorside, believed to be safe houses, and also addresses across Stockport. Police recovered heroin, crack cocaine, several mobile phones, and items belonging to Jerome Williams, highlighting that he'd been there. When officers searched at safe houses, Curtis and Williams had been driving around the area, and they later drove back to Stockport and entered another safe house on Peak Bank following the warrants in Moorside. The men's behaviour was described as panicked as they checked the other safe houses to see if they had been compromised. While searching the safe houses, police located a firearm, 2 magazines that contained ammunition, and a tray of ammunition that was in a box in a bag in a bedroom. The firearm was seized and sent for forensic testing, which confirmed that the weapon had been used in 4 different shootings across Manchester, and this included a fatal shooting of a man in East Manchester in 2012. On Wednesday the 22nd of May 2024, there was a strike day conducted across Greater Manchester, and Clint Curtis was arrested at an address in Ardwick, and David Curtis was arrested at an address in Radcliffe, after he attempted to hide and lock himself in the loft. After some negotiation, he came down and he was trying to hide his mobile phone. After another warrant that was issued in the Romilly area, police located a large bag of mixing agents, scales and a debtors list, and this made reference to Lex about money. On the 3rd of June, after being wanted by the police for 2 weeks, Jerome Williams handed himself in and was swiftly arrested. In a rap video, the police discovered Clint Curtis was called No Chill, and he used language that they said was explicit in the association of firearms and drugs, and he boasted about his exploits, and most notably, in the video you can see GMP officers searching his G-Wagon. He also says in the song, "Had feds searching the G-Wagon, you know the G's hot." Unfortunately, they then went on to say that Clint Curtis and his associates, following a covert operation and several searches of cars and vehicles, firearms were discovered and large quantities of drugs, and this has landed them in jail for several years. Clint Curtis pled guilty to conspiracy of Class A drugs and was found guilty of possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, and was sentenced to 19 years and 4 months. Jerome Williams was found guilty of conspiracy to supply Class A drugs and possession of a firearm and was jailed for 12 years. Giovanni Edmondson was found guilty of possession of a firearm and intent to endanger life and possession of ammunition with intent to endanger life and was sentenced to 5 years. David Curtis was found guilty of supplying Class A drugs and he was jailed for 6. Detective Inspector Rick Castley from the Serious Organised Crime Unit said, Clint Curtis boasted about his criminality in several rap videos that were published on YouTube. These videos glorified the criminality that he was engaged in and how much money he was making from this. He had no regard for anybody and how it impacted their lives. These men made significant profits at the expense of vulnerable drug users and were in possession of a deadly weapon. So really look forward to hearing what viewers have to say on that story. And don't forget to send your stories to scarcitystudios@gmail.com and follow on social media as well at Scarcity Studios. I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Peace.